I thought the window on the Broncos was almost dead closed, that it was open when they lost to Baltimore at home. It was wide open then. The next year, because of the offense, I thought that the window was still open very much. Last year, I saw that window kind of, despite the acquisitions on defense, that it was closing a bit. I just see it nearly closed. That it's one of those situations where the three of us, if we tried to squirm through that window, it'd be virtually impossible. And you brought that up, that I just think the Chargers and the Chiefs and the Raiders are not going to just lay over and die this year when they play these teams in the division. That Broncos have a real difficult road, I think, to get back to the Super Bowl or win a Super Bowl.
I'm with you on this, and I posit this question. When was the last time any of us can remember Peyton Manning being an underdog? Because that's what he is. And I don't think this has ever happened at any level of sports for him, where people really don't believe, and I'm talking about, beyond his rookie season where he was learning and all this, but, every level he's been at, he's been so successful. Now people really doubt whether Peyton Manning has what it takes to have a 19 or 20 game schedule. I'm not talking about 16 games and getting through the regular season and all that. I'm talking about still having something left in the tank in the month of January after what happened last year at him being 39 years old. There are so many more questions about this Broncos team now than there were last year. What type of offense is going to be run? Is it really going to be the Peyton Manning offense? Is Gary Kubiak tweaking it? The last thing I ever want to see is Peyton doing a rollout. That doesn't work, or taking snaps from center. How much better will this defense be? They're switching to a 3-4. Do they really have the personnel to run that type of defense effectively? The inside linebacker spot, nose tackle. I mean, I'm with you. I just think that the window is still cracked open, but it's just a little bit of air blowing through, if you know what I mean. It isn't like it's wide open and you're just getting a nice ocean breeze.
Well, Alex is a guy who covered the Broncos and knows this organization well. Do you think the quarterback of the future, post Peyton Manning, is on this roster right now?
I don't, and I'll tell you. I mean, unless there's some sort of extension with Brock Osweiler, I just don't see it. I mean, and the fact that he hasn't really even played very much. I mean, even though there's opportunities, you could have sat Peyton down, and I get it. Peyton rules and all that, and he wants to play football, but we just don't know what they have in this guy. And I tell you this, there was some thought, if you're ever going to part ways with Peyton Manning, this would be the time. I mean, much like when Green Bay pulled the plug on Brett Favre after his numerous retirements, and they just decided, you know what, we need to move on. Aaron Rodgers is ready. I don't think Brock Osweiler is ready, and I would be really surprised if the Broncos don't take some sort of developmental quarterback to groom for 2016 and beyond.